House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has approved an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. It has to do with Biden's potential role in his son Hunter's business deals. And it jumpstarts a busy month for lawmakers. Capitol Hill correspondent Matt Galka is on Capitol Hill with details on the inquiry and the other big agenda item, a potential government shutdown. Matt?
Yeah, Jenna, summer is indeed over here on Capitol Hill, and it's time to get back to work. And Speaker McCarthy's announcement today could be viewed as a way to get some Republicans on board to deal with this month's other big issue, avoiding that potential government shutdown.
These are allegations of abuse of power, obstruction, and corruption, and they warrant further investigation by the House of Representatives.
McCarthy called on committee heads to formally start the process of moving toward a potential impeachment vote for President Joe Biden. Republicans have been trying to make the case that Biden used his power as then vice president to influence business deals for his son Hunter.
The American people deserve to know that the public offices are not for sale, and that the federal government is not being used to cover up the actions of a politically associated family.
While no hard evidence has been produced so far by the House Oversight Committee, Republicans say it could come out in the inquiry.
I do expect them to open an inquiry for no other reason but to try to get a little more cooperation in terms of getting the facts. And if they decide to do that, I'll be supportive.
If you're going to impeach a president, you should have an inquiry vote. The Democrats didn't do that. But I think the way to make an inquiry legitimate is to have a vote as to whether or not you should have one at all, rather than just the leadership deciding.
Speaker McCarthy vowed to call a floor vote if it gets to that point. This is all happening while Congress faces an end-of-month deadline to continue funding the government or face a possible shutdown. Some Republicans want tighter border security and to gash parts of the Justice Department. There's also a debate over whether Ukraine aid should be included in that new funding bill. The Speaker's impeachment inquiry could be a way to mend fences with House Republicans, pushing McCarthy to not give any ground to Democrats. Florida's Matt Gaetz threatened to call for removing McCarthy, even after the impeachment inquiry announcement.
I rise today to serve notice. Mr. Speaker, you are out of compliance with the agreement that allowed you to assume this role. The path forward for the House of Representatives is to either bring you into immediate, total compliance or remove you pursuant to a motion to vacate the chair.
And Gaetz said he's prepared to call multiple votes if McCarthy and leadership do indeed push for a continuing resolution or a CR, basically a Band-Aid funding bill that would keep government open for the next month and keep those funding debates open for the next month. Jenna?
Yeah, kick the can down the road. Matt, many critics of McCarthy were quick to point out what they see as hypocrisy on the Speaker's part after today's announcement. Why is that?
Well, this all goes back to 2019 and the first impeachment of then-President Donald Trump. Then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called for that inquiry without taking a House vote. Kevin McCarthy at the time was very critical of Pelosi, and now people are accusing him of doing the same thing now. But again, he did vow to take the vote to the floor if it gets to that point. And you even have some other Republicans who spoke to we heard from Senator Lindsey Graham in that story, who are saying a vote would make this inquiry more legitimate. It seems like it would go that direction if it does get that far.